Last time on Fables of Four. Near the pit of the accursed, Cross, Phaedra, and Trixie, with help from Qynne, came in contact with another adventuring party, as well as a strange man named Teppelsoft. This man exhibited odd powers and requested the two parties to remain in the area until nightfall to receive divinations. After seemingly casting some spells, which no one detected, he pulled the alternate party's wizard Fuilli off into the fog with him. Will they be able to solve this mystery, or will Teppelsoft's spell take effect? Let's find out now.
I am glad I will know you soon.
Me too. You all seem like quite the interesting lot.
I still gotta kick your butt, Sphere. Unless you want to grovel and accept defeat early.
Rast's tattoos begin to glow again.
You stay out of Sphere's business, or I'll make you twice as ugly.
It is okay, Rast. Sure, I'm happy to spar you. What is this for?
I got 2 spots left on my list before I get my Bladeworks degree. Beat a demon and beat a master swordsman. You fit both of those, so if I can beat you, I can get my degree.
Oh, well, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but I am a tiefling, not a demon.
Wait, those aren't the same thing?
Trixie smacks him in the back of the head.
Ouch! What the heck was that for?
Tieflings aren't demons, you idiot. That's like calling an elf a fairy.
Gosh, sorry. You could have just told me like a normal person.
You could have just used common sense like a normal person.
No worries, they tell me I fight like a demon, so maybe that's why you are confused.
Ha! Is that so? Well, traveling around with Trixie has made me pretty mad, so I'm not gonna go down easy.
Really? Then let me see.
The two fighters take out their shields, brandish their swords, and lunge at one another, grinning. Meanwhile, Bria sidles her way over to Phaedra. The elf was about to sidle away herself, but as her old friend approaches, she decides against splitting off.
Phaedra, dear! It's great to see you again.
Yes, it has been a long time since the news.
It feels like forever ago, but it was only what, earlier this year?
Yes.
Time certainly flies. Even still, I'm glad to see it's treated you well. Have you heard from that old fart recently?
Hilton? No.
I'm sure he's off somewhere sympathizing with monsters and child murderers, per usual.
He is just showing
Empathy?
Phaedra nods, blushing.
Your common is improving. I'm glad to see the muscles on your arms aren't the only ones getting stronger. So, tell me what you've been up to. Surely you haven't just been sitting around waiting to bump into me again.
I get on a boat, row, and then I meet Trixie. She is really nice and pretty. Then I row some more and find crows and a cooking woman. We fight a big dead man. Then the cooking woman tells me to find phylactery to cure Lancaster.
Bria's expression darkens.
I was hoping he would be out of the equation by now.
Me too.
Well, my offer still stands. I've been tied up with this silly lot in search of Qynne and stories. They're quite the crew, but should you need me in the future, simply say the words.
Phaedra nods, still frowning. Bria nudges her.
Chin up, dear. Your axe will find Lancaster's crown soon enough. If your fighting in that knoll camp showed me anything, it's that gals like us don't quit when things get tough.
Phaedra beams.
Now I think it's about time I debuted my new story. Just a little piece about a pizza chef who uses ghosts as ingredients. It's actually quite interesting. I picked it up
There's a thunderous crackle, and Cross comes sliding backwards down the hill, feet braced in the slippery mud, shield raised and eyes fierce. Sphere emerges from the fog, slathered in mud and hair a mess but grinning brightly, Tiny pyrotechnics fizzle off her blade. The two dance about each other in a whirl of steel. Bria angrily shrinks away.
Could you do that somewhere else? You're going to get blood on us.
Silver Rain!
Cross cracks Esphere against her sword wrist with the back of his blade, and she drops her weapon with a yelp. He goes for a shield bash, but Esphere reads the attack, bracing so hard that the recoil makes him slip in the mud. After wild flailing for balance, he comes around with a panicked downward swing, cracking Esphere across the back as she ducks to retrieve her blade.
Go down!
A swirl of sparkling flame encases Esphere's sword. She steps between Cross's feet and pivots into him, jolting his shield out of the way with hers and coming through with an upward thrust. There is a crackling boom, and Cross is sent flying with a burst of colored smoke, twisting in a high arc before landing in a scorpion faceplant.
Did he die?
Of course not. He is sleeping.
Was that really necessary?
He wanted a real fight, and he did very good.
Qynne, Raced, and Trixie come down the hill after her. Qynne looks amazed, while Trixie is smirking. Raced is trying his best not to look worried.
The Esphere! That punk didn't hurt you, did he?
Esphere limps over to Cross, holding her wrist and grinning with a busted lip.
Barely scratched. He is quite a strong fighter, though.
She sits next to Cross and places a hand on his shoulder. A cheerful light bubbles up in her palm for a moment. Then Cross stirs and blinks blearily. He tries to get up, but all at once, a pounding headache assaults him. Trixie bursts into a fit of laughter.
Nice going, idiot!
Blimey, you look terrible. Do you need some healing?
This is nothing.
He rolls over in the wet grass, but doesn't get up.
Do not be greedy with shield next time. And stop saying attack names out loud, Wellhead.
You know about Swordwell Academy?
I trained in Church Hutsman in Solovine.
Cross rolls his eyes.
Ugh, of course you're a Hutsie. Use a freaking arming sword.
Esphere helps him sit up, grinning coyly.
You do not like arming sword?
It's totally lame. All you do is hide behind your shield and poke me a bunch. Maybe try a real sword someday, like my back sword.
I do like how pretty it is, but you lost.
Trixie squats next to him.
And you looked like an idiot.
Raced bends slightly next to her.
A useless one?
Yeah, well, I would have won if she wasn't using such a lame weapon. Back swords have better closing, better grappling, and better stances.
Well, you keep doing cute little flip every 5 seconds, so not sure about stances. And if you need to grapple someone to death, maybe do not be swordsman. Be wrestler.
Maybe stop hiding behind all your armor.
I could take off whatever you ask, but you will still lose.
You don't stand a chance against us, kid.
Alright, if you're done peacocking, I'd like to get back to my new story with an old friend. Will that be enough excitement for today? Or are you about to take another mud bath?
I agree with Bria. It seems like you've tortured this poor swordsman long enough.
The group starts as Fuilli seems to appear from thin air.
Fuilli! How long have you been there?
About 40 seconds. I'm surprised you didn't spot me, Qynne.
Well, I was just so amazed by your sword fighting. Was that gunpowder that came out of your sword there?
No, it was Smite. I am Paladin of Rainvow.
Rainvow? Isn't she the great serpent in Ysbora?
She is.
But you went to Church Hutsman. I thought you were Nildari.
I am. Like you, I have mysterious pasts. Let us share over lunch.
Phaedra nods furiously.
Just give me like 10 minutes first. Fuilli, where's Teppelsoft?
Ah, unfortunately he's not returning until nightfall. The business of making preparations was rather urgent. There's some additional things I'll need to talk to you about in private, Bria.
Of course, dear. He didn't give you any trouble, did he? I'm sure he's a reliable fellow.
Reliable.
Reliable my butt. He's just a waste of time, and his hands smell weird. Ugh, you know what?
She looks at Phaedra, who immediately understands what she is about to say next and starts making puppy eyes.
I am so happy to see you, Bria. I will be sad if I have to go now.
Phaedra, darling, don't pout. Who would be stupid enough to force you to leave when we haven't received the information from Teppelsoft yet? He was clear when he told us to wait.
Natural 20.
Trixie's resolve melts, but she doesn't show it. She instead sighs and rolls her eyes.
Yeah, well, whatever.
Yay! Let me go get the food.
Just ours. Cross can get his own.
Cross goes to throw a mud ball at her, but one glance in his direction changes his mind.
Is that necessary? Shouldn't we have enough food to share, Raced, since you took down that giant boar?
As if I'd share it with these wannabes.
Raced, be reasonable.
It's okay.
Phaedra skips off into the fog. She stops skipping when she comes upon their boat. Instantly, she recognizes that something is wrong. The hull is resting far too still on the water, and about a foot lower than normal. The mast is also significantly shorter, and lopsided somehow. She creeps up to it, filled with dread, and peers inside the hull. She is soon surrounded by the others, all gaping down at what she herself is. Staring up at them is a 3-foot-wide hole in the hull, where part of the mast has sunken down and several gallons of brackish water have floated up. Floating among their soggy and ruined belongings is a goblet made of sickly green glass and decorated with golden skulls.
Our lunches.
What the hell, Cross?
Me? What did I do?
Obviously, this goblet is from the pit of the accursed. I told you not to touch it.
I didn't! Literally, when would I have had the chance?
If it wasn't you, then who was it? Ugh, I just know someone male did this. Raced.
As if I'd give a crap about your stupid boat. It was probably Qynne.
Me? Why?
I don't trust you or Teppelsoft. 2 hot blue people randomly show up in the marsh, and now it's our problem. S-Sphere is always too nice to weirdo creeps like you.
Raced.
Blimey, just because I was talking to the bloke when you got here, doesn't mean... Wait, did you just call me hot?
The swordsman blushes.
Who is responsible for this? It didn't just happen on its own. Was it Teppelsoft?
Impossible. I was with him the whole time.
Maybe the wind blew it and knocked it into the boat.
What wind? There's barely been a breeze for hours. Do you understand how stupid you sound?
Look, I don't know. I'm just trying to come up with something.
Well then stop, because you're not helping.
It was an interesting attempt, Cross. I think I might actually sit down and calculate just how improbable your suggestion is. It would be a fun math puzzle.
That is not making him feel better.
Right, sorry.
Cross stares forward for a moment, then sets his jaw, turns on a heel, and stomps off into the marsh.
Ugh, Cross, quit being so dramatic. Where are you even going?
Cross continues off towards fog and nothingness, ignoring her. Phaedra looks like she is torn between following him and staying with Trixie. Qynne picks up on this and gives her a subtle shooing motion. It takes the elf a few moments to realize what Qynne is doing, then she nods once and scurries off after the swordsman. S-Sphere looks like she's about to follow, but Raced holds out a hand.
Just let the loser be a loser.
Trixie sighs and casts a defeated look at the useless boat and their spoiled contents. She kicks the side of the hull and her anger flares. A little bit of thunder rumbles in response.
Trixie, darling, did you just make that thunder happen?
Yeah, because now I can't go to the Cord Cathedral grand opening, and it's somebody's fault, and that someone is lying.
Are we sure there isn't some arcane phenomenon that could do this? Fuilli?
The wizard frowns.
Perhaps a reaction could have happened between the 2 overlapping curses, shunting one into the boat and rotting the hull. The angle would have to be perfect, though. And what could the catalyst have been?
This region is well known for all sorts of dastardly monsters. One may have lumbered through, sabotaged your boat while we were distracted, and continued on its merry way.
Then I'm going to find it and barbecue it.
Her anger is punctuated with another faint roll of thunder.
Well, all this ominous thunder and talk about barbecuing has made me famished. A meal is in order. That ought to lift everyone's spirits. Raced?
Yeah, whatever. I guess we can share, since they went and got their stuff ruined.
Don't worry about it too much, Trixie. I'm sure we can figure it out over lunch. Maybe I can play you something to cheer you up.
Qynne fishes her fife out of her bag, but stops and shrinks back when Trixie looks over at her.
Sorry, you're right. I'm not really helping out. I'll bugger off.
No, I was just gonna say thanks, and that you're really sweet. And I also like your hair, too. The fluffy curls are super cute.
Oh, my hair is just silly. Your hair is really something. It's silky, the highlights look fantastic, and I really like the way you have it cut. I was going to offer to braid it for you, but that'd be stupid.
Nuh-uh, I think that would be a great idea.
Are you seriously about to braid each other's hair while we have to cook for you?
Are you seriously about to keep being such an insufferable beta loser? Mind your business for once, you clown.
Raced, thoroughly stunned, pretends to be cold with another aloof noise.
Tuh.
The other team prepares lunch as Qynne and Trixie keep chatting. Meanwhile, Phaedra catches up to Cross. He is hacking away at a small, black and brown tree with one of his hand axes. He hears someone approaching but ignores it.
Cross?
He stops hacking and turns, somewhat surprised.
Oh, hey Phaedra. Come here to make fun of me like everybody else?
No.
Well, okay. I hope you're not trying to get me to talk about my feelings or anything, because I don't even wanna.
Okay.
I'm just so mad that Trixie keeps being such a meanie-head buttface and blaming things on me that I didn't even do. Why does she have to be so freaking annoying?
She is nice to me. Maybe she is confused?
Yeah, well, whatever the reason is, I don't care anymore. After I finish chopping this stupid tree down, I'm gonna leave and travel to Moleshador on my own. I don't need Trixie or any of them to get my Bladeworks degree. I can do it by myself.
Oh,
Oh? Oh, what? What's wrong?
I wanted to go with you
To Moleshador?
to many places,
Oh, Phaedra, of course you can.
but I want to go with you and Trixie. Please?
Ugh, why do you even like her?
She is nice and funny and talks to people for me, and she calls me strong and pretty a lot.
She's never called me strong and pretty before.
I can ask her to.
That's alright, Fei. I'll be fine.
So, where do you stay?
If you want me to, I guess.
Yay!
To his surprise, Phaedra hugs his arm. Cross gives the elf a few kind pats on the head in return.
Okay, we should go back to camp.
Yeah, it smells like mega farts out here. Do you know the way back?
It was by the muddy grass pots.
Dude, that's literally the only thing out here. Whoa, wait! Phaedra, check out that weird pool over there.
Phaedra, who was about to start crawling around in search of their old footprints, looks up. Sure enough, about 20 feet away and lightly obscured by low fog, there is a large, oddly viscous pond, gleaming and red. Something black and gooey is bubbling in one corner. There are two shiny, hair-thin whiskers protruding from the pond, one snaking off into the fog, and another disappearing along the ground towards them.
Ugh! We should go touch it.
Touch it? I want to cut it.
Yes, and maybe taste too. What if it tastes like strawberry?
How charming. But I can assure you, it doesn't.
Raced manages to get huge cuts of pork on spits, and with the help of Esphere, the meats roast. Bria, with much dislike and many muttered obscenities, sets up camp. Fuilli inspects the boat, as well as the pit of the accursed, trying to figure out what could have happened. Trixie and Qynne have become fast friends, chatting and braiding hair. By the time Cross and Phaedra return, lunch is ready. Both parties dig into the roasted pork and wild vegetables, all except Fuilli, who had a snack earlier. Once the meal is done, Bria and Qynne decide to play a little for relaxation. and their combined melody helps to heal up Cross and Esphere, as well as lighten the mood around camp. The rest and revelry continues for another 20 minutes, until suddenly, Bria and Esphere get intense expressions on their faces.
That bastard!
Everything all right?
No, it's not! Teppelsoft! He charmed me!
Me too.
What? When? Are you sure?
Qynne, darling, I am very familiar with charm spells. I know I was charmed an hour ago, and I know it was by him.
That was when he tried and convinced Fuilli inside fog with him.
Everyone looks at the caster. They blink a few times, then they also get an intense look.
Looks like you got me too. I guess I wasn't as smart as I thought I was. I knew things were a little too weird.
What happened?
Did he destroy the boat? I knew it was him.
No, he just asked me for input on some of the more unorthodox parts of the ritual.
What does that mean?
Fuilli, dear, while I admire your intellect and aptitude for wordplay, now isn't the time to be cryptic. This man could be putting us in danger.
Oh no, Teppelsoft's chill. Me and Faye chatted with him in the marsh before lunch. What? He was a chill guy, right, Faye?
Phaedra, shrinking and turning red, gives a small, shy nod.
Why didn't you warn us when you got back? I knew we shouldn't have trusted you.
No need for hostility raised. We know Teppelsoft is capable of charming. If he met with them, he likely charmed them.
Blimey.
Fuilli, I thought you said Teppelsoft was leaving.
He did leave. Perhaps he returned to check the energy conversion glyphs on his wards.
So, you're telling me you saw Teppelsoft and you didn't come get me?
Why should I do that?
Typical male behavior. Allowing you to come with us was a mistake.
At least explain yourself before you start being a buttface again.
You should have got me because I wanted to see him, idiot. Oh, you're so useless.
No, I'm not. Who killed the Fomorian king? Me. Who figured out Bigfried's plans? Me.
Bigfried wasn't even that bad guy, you numbskull. It was Dr. Conaway.
You killed a Fomorian?
Wait, I'm just realizing. Fuilli, you said wards. What wards?
Now that I've got my senses about me, the two of us ought to discuss this in private, Bria. Essentially, the first part of his ritual is setting up abjuration wards so that the seance tonight doesn't get interrupted.
I'm sorry, does that mean people cannot come in, or that we cannot leave?
Well, both.
No, absolutely not.
The wards shouldn't be where our concerns lie. I should really talk to you in private about it.
Fuilli, I can't imagine anything so private that it applies only to me, but important enough to bring up right now.
Bria, you know me. You know my mannerisms. I hate poor communication, but I need you to trust me here. Strange things are afoot, and we need to be able to trust one another.
It's not you who's the problem, dear. It's Teppelsoft. I trust that you are going to give me the right information, and I trust you're in your right mind. But say we go into the mist and he's waiting for us there. Then what? You don't have many combat spells, and I'm a storyteller, not a fighter.
I can go.
Phaedra, darling, that's quite sweet, but if he can beat even Fuilli's mental defenses, I don't think any one of us stand a chance.
Phaedra deflates.
He won't be able to charm us anymore, because he doesn't have the magic for it. He would need to be charged by the moon first. I know more about him than I can talk about right now. Please, Bria, you're the only one who can hear this, because...
Damn it, Fuilli! Because what?
Well, I can't tell you here.
You know what? Fine. I'll go with you into the Freaky Frog Abyss, but the second we run into trouble, you better not ask me to heal you. And you're buying me a bottle of the most expensive wine they have in the next town we get to.
Thank you.
She begrudgingly follows the caster into the fog.
Next time on Fables of Four.
End of the line, bro.
Please stop fighting. Trixie is not yours.
Get away from me, you creep!
The Hillo Hollow Hex? Very well.
Stand down.
Their magic's practically ineffective.
Oh no, Esphere, get out of here!
Hello, beautiful.
The mystery continues.
Hey there, hope you're enjoying the show. Before I let you go, why don't we review some comments from episode 4, the Woe Hollow Dungeon. I'm amazed by how you created this video in one take with no edits whatsoever. Yes, my video editing skills have grown. No, but these videos take quite a bit of effort. Around, I'm not quite sure. I try to log the hours, but I never really get it accurately. I've always thought of Chapkins as a Venom troll. Ah, yes. The voice actor that played the Venom troll used to be in the breakdance club with me and his commenter. He's a cool guy. I blindly follow Ronald anywhere. That is dangerous game you're playing there. I can't tell if it's dangerous because it would lead you somewhere dangerous or because you wouldn't get anywhere. As always, thanks so much for the comments, and please continue to leave comments. I love seeing them, they're very encouraging, and I love addressing them as well. Alright, see you next time.